Muslim women can only marry Muslim men, and a lot of time feminist Islamophobes will use this as ammunition to say that women's rights are taken in Islam, but it's actually quite the opposite. The reason that Muslim women can only marry Muslim men is because there are rights given to us in Islam that could not be guaranteed if we married a Christian man or a Jewish man or a different religious man. For the sake of this argument, I'm going to compare Christianity and Islam. There are many rights given to Muslim women in marriage that are not given to Christian women in marriage. For example, Muslim women are required to include a mahar or a dowry in their marriage contract known as the nikah. This dowry protects the woman in the case of divorce so that she can leave with some financial security. But going even further, in Christianity, there is no contract required to validate a marriage. And the importance of that contract is that it guarantees a woman's rights, and if those rights are not given, then she has the right to ask for a divorce, which is also granted to women in Islam. Unlike in Christianity, where divorce isn't even specified as a right to a married woman. Just to name a few others off the top of my head, in Islam, women are guaranteed the right to financial security. Men are obligated to provide for their women financially, which obviously is not a requirement in Christianity. And in terms of property and wealth, women in Islam are guaranteed the right to maintain and control their own property and wealth, meaning that the husband has no rights to any of it. In Islam, women are also given the right to keep their maiden name and preserve their own identity. Islam also specifically forbids forced marriages. If a woman does not marry of her own free will, then the marriage contract is considered invalid. And the last one I want to touch on is the ever so controversial topic of polygamy. Yes, polygamy is granted as a right to Muslim men. And while it's not specified in Christianity, we know that in the Bible, the prophets such as Abraham and Jacob and Moses all practiced polygamy. The difference is that in Islam, it is outlined. There are limits put on it and rights given to the women involved. Muslim women being allowed to only marry Muslim men is not a way to take away her rights. It's the only way to guarantee them. Muslim women can only marry Muslim men, and a lot of...
Okay, so this is an interesting topic. I'm assuming she's addressing this because there are some that commented with regard to the topic of women in Islam, right? So she laid out various points there, and it boils down to why it makes sense that Muslim woman is only allowed to marry Muslim men, because that Muslim man would then be expected to understand all the rights that he have to fulfill to the wife. When if the husband is of a totally different religious background or belief, then they do not hold on to those concepts. Hence, why would they feel that they need to fulfill those rights of the woman? I think that's how it boils down into, right? What do you have to add? So I'm just curious, right? Many of the things that she mentioned, is it something that you feel as a common knowledge, or you have never heard of it before, or you are still not convinced that Islam does guarantee those rights? So I'm just curious about how much you know of this aspect within Islamic teachings. Anyway, so I guess that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.